English. Can you explain the plan for JD going forward and when you expect him to be available to start?
He's available tonight. He is. Obviously, 4 at-bats probably was going to be hard, but he'll keep getting treatment. He's going to hit outside, and we'll see. You know, if we need it in a big spot, in a situation that we feel is the right one, not only because of his bat, but where he's at physically, we'll use him.
Other questions for Alex? Who's next? We'll get you the microphone in the middle.
Buenas tardes, Alex.
Buenas tardes.
Ayer le preguntaba por Eduardo y lo que podía significar esto. Y usted mencionó que en el último mes él estuvo lanzando la pelota muy bien, incluyendo un juego contra los mismos Rays. ¿Qué ha visto de Eduardo que ha mejorado quizás en la última?
Yo creo que la separación de la recta y el cambio ha sido bien importante. Obviamente el control ha estado ahí toda la temporada. El core ha mejorado y de verdad que atacando a los bateadores de la manera correcta le ha sido exitoso. Pero yo creo que la diferencia es la recta y el cambio, la separación en velocidad.
And we'll stay in that same row.
Buenas tardes, Alex. José Iglesias fue de muchísima ayuda para este equipo en el último tramo de la campaña. ¿Cuánto se puede sentir esa baja?
¿Disculpa?
José Iglesias fue de muchísima ayuda
Candelita.
ya para el equipo. ¿Cuánto se puede sentir esa baja entrando en la postemporada?
José fue bien importante para nosotros y hizo un trabajo excelente, no solamente ofensivamente, pero también defensivamente. Lo tenemos en el clubhouse y nos está ayudando en el clubhouse. Obviamente tenemos otros jugadores que son capaces. Cristian Arroyo fue uno de nuestros mejores jugadores, uno de nuestras mejores segundas bases durante la temporada y esperemos que él haga el trabajo. Pero de que hace falta, de que sí, de que no es que nos hace falta, de que lo vamos a extrañar en el terreno de juego, claro que sí.
Alex, sobre Rafael Devers y el progreso que usted ha visto, que ha tenido año tras año a este punto, ¿qué nos puede decir un poquito sobre él?
Tremendo pelotero. Un muchacho que se preocupa por su organización, sale a jugar todos los días duros. Siempre hemos hablado de buscar maneras de seguir mejorando. Y al final yo creo que el trabajo que él ha puesto en la temporada muerta lo ha ayudado a poder tener temporadas como esta. El año pasado fue un poquito diferente por la pandemia. Se fue para la República Dominicana y tenía miedo de lo que estaba pasando y no pudo trabajar de la manera correcta. Creo que para campo de entrenamiento, por lo que tengo entendido, él estaba en unas condiciones tremendas y este año fue para Boston, trabajó 2 semanas, regresó a Dominicana, regresó a Boston, trabajó 2 semanas otra vez y después vino aquí para Tampa a entrenar. Y el trabajo que puso le está dando dividendos y cuando él juega bien, pues obviamente nosotros también.
The third row, center aisle. Alex, obviously there's some stops and starts for him, but how satisfied are you with the evolution of Christian Arroyo this year and what
he's been solid, man. He's been solid. Saw him on TV last year. He did a good job towards the end. When we talked a little bit in the off season, he told me a few things that he was going to try to do to get better. And I think physically he showed up in great shape, you know, better athlete than what I thought he was. And he played second base, outstanding. You know, defensively he's been outstanding the whole season. Offensively, some big swings for us. Obviously, he's been out for a while. He got hurt, and then the COVID situation. So it hasn't been easy the last few weeks to get him at bats because of what Jose was doing. But you know, he played the other day, put some good at bats. Hopefully today here, I asked him how many tickets he's leaving today, or how much it's going to cost him, you know, for us because we're playing Tampa. He said a lot, so hopefully he can perform, you know, in front of family and friends here in Tropicana Field and help us win ball games.
Next question, Brian, to your left, Alex.
Hey, Alex. What went into your decision to have Sale go in Game 2?
It was his turn. Yeah, it was his turn. Last time he pitched was Sunday. He didn't throw too many pitches. And to use him in Game 2, give us the flexibility to use him probably later on in the series. Although with him, we're going to be very careful as far as like if he's going to be in the bullpen or not, for obvious reasons, right? But if it's up to him, he'd probably be out there. Like he'll be in the bullpen today. But this guy's important for the present and obviously for the future of the organization. It's been 2 years trying to get to this point. All the hard work, all the tears and sweat, throughout the process. So we have to take care of him. But, it was his turn, and we feel comfortable with him.
In the second row up front here.
Alex, as you've studied this Rays team the last few years, what stands out to you about why they're so successful? What elements of the team, and what catches your eye first about them?
Yeah, obviously last year I had a chance to watch a lot of teams, right, while I was serving my suspension. And one thing that caught my attention is how athletic they are. They're very athletic. Last year it was them, the Dodgers, Cleveland, San Diego, and they do a lot of good things. One thing they do great, they play defense. And it feels like whenever you hit the ball in the air, if it doesn't go out, they're going to catch it. And that's something that is very important, not only nowadays, throughout the history of the game. You play good defense, you're going to give yourself a chance. Offensively, I know people get caught up on the homers and the strikeouts, but in certain situations, they hit the ball to the right side and they have advanced runners. Man at third, with less than 2 outs, they put the ball in play. So they're very well coached. I think everybody that works with Kevin has a great pulse for the team, you can tell. And it's a hardworking group. They have fun doing it too, as a team, as an organization. And it's just one of those. I know people get caught up on payroll and all that, but they have a lot of good players, a lot of good baseball players. And we see it in spring training too. This is not only this team, it's the other guys that are coming, and it seems like they have the perfect mold, of players. It seems like they have all these athletic guys that can play everywhere. They're very versatile. They have a great baseball IQ, and I think that's why they're successful. I don't think there's a magic formula like people put it out there, like, oh, they found it. No. They understand that you need good baseball players to be good, and they maximize their roster. They maximize everything that they have organizational-wise, and there's a reason they're playing in the playoffs again. They're really good.
And back to John Morosi.
Alex, I know your connection with Kike's family goes back to when his father was one of your coaches in Caguas. I wonder if you could speak to your relationship with Kike over the years. How old was he the first time you met him?
Kike was eight or nine, and he was a pain in the, He was all over the place. He wanted to play catch with us. He would take ground balls with us. And at one point, we separated. His dad didn't coach us, and we didn't see it. And then all of a sudden, he was playing for Carolina after he got drafted. And or Ponce, I want to say. I was still playing. And they're like, oh, that's the kid that used to hang out with us. I'm like, no way. And little by little, you see it. You hear stories about him in the minor leagues, and then he made it to the big leagues, and you start following us. Obviously, he was part of the 2017 WBC team, and he was a backup. He always reminds me of that one. He didn't start. He started the last game against Team USA in center field. But watching from afar, when he was in LA, a good player. He played great against us in the World Series in 2018. He hit a homer against Kimbrough, if I'm not mistaken. Just a good all-around player. He has a great baseball IQ, very versatile. And my goal coming into the season, I wanted people to recognize him as a good baseball player, not only the fun guy, the good kid, like everybody likes him. No. I wanted people to recognize him that he's one of the best players in the big leagues. And if you look around the whole package, he had a great offensive season. He's a great base runner, and he's a great defender. So I'm just very proud of what he has done and what he means to the group in there.
Take a couple more. Michael Silverman.
Hi, Alex.
Michael.
Over the course of his 9 starts, how would you assess Chris Sale's season in terms of steady improvement, up and down? And what do you feel is maybe the missing ingredient in terms of the Chris Sale from a couple years ago?
I mean, not too many guys can come out of, Tommy John surgery and you throw him in the middle of a pennant race and do the things that he's done. He's given us a chance to win. Even Sunday was just a weird game, to be honest with you. We were thinking about that game and the next day and the next day, the way that scoreboard was working. You look up and it's 0-0, like 20-1, and I always felt Seattle was going to come back in that game because that's what they did. So you have to think about that one and the next one. I think he's been solid. We talk about the changeup. I don't think the changeup is where he wants to, but he felt like this week he made a few adjustments that, he might play tomorrow. But velocity-wise, I think velocity will be there tomorrow. And I think the slider will be there tomorrow, and he's going to give us a chance to win the game.
One last one for Alex. All right, Alex, thank you so much.
We're good.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Chris Sale will be down momentarily.